Have you ever experienced sending an important file but it keeps failing due to a weak connection? Imagine this. You're doing an assessment that was due this midnight. You finished around 8 p.m. and you're about to submit it through email. Then suddenly, your network connection was interrupted. You're trying to figure out why. You remember that you paid your bills on time, so it must be the internet service provider that has a problem. You let this go instead of calling your ISP, hoping that this will only be temporary. But as days go by, you start to notice that it becomes prevalent. You realize that this is, indeed, a problem, and no matter how much your ISP tries to fix it, it still happens a lot. You realize that there's nothing much you can do, but to only wish that every time you use it, the connection stabilizes. Now picture this happening to a lot of people. The COVID-19 pandemic forced us to opt for virtual teaching and education, which makes internet connectivity vital as ever for the safety of the academe, especially students. However, there are still countries that are disconnected from the internet. For one, according to Statista, as of 2020, Ethiopia ranks 1 in the world with the highest number of people disconnected from the internet due to lack of infrastructures that provide such services. Moreover, according to the UN, more than 4 billion people still do not have access to the internet, and 2.6 billion people in developing countries do not have access to constant electricity as well. 90% of this number are vulnerable people from developing countries. This makes it more than a third of the world's population which has never used the internet. After communication and connection issues, infrastructures are another common problem. Intercity connectivity and lack of better road infrastructures are also prevalent. Have you also experienced the struggle of traveling due to the poor road infrastructure? When you spend more time waiting in a queue at bus stops and more time standing inside it waiting for the bus to finally move out of the heavy traffic? Despite the 37 developed countries and the 152 developing countries, there are currently 46 countries on the list of LDCs that are highly vulnerable to economic and environmental shocks and have low levels of human assets. To add, worldwide, 2.4 billion people lack access to basic sanitation, and almost 800 million people lack access to clean water. Investments in infrastructure and innovation are crucial drivers of economic growth and development. With over half of the world population living in cities, mass transport and renewable energy are becoming even more important as the growth of new industries and information and communication technologies.
Technological progress is also key to finding lasting solutions to both economic and environmental challenges, such as providing new jobs and promoting energy efficiency. Promoting sustainable industries and investing in scientific research and innovation are all important ways to facilitate sustainable development. So how do we fully utilize and develop this idea? Various policies from different countries have been made to fill the gaps existing within this scope of problem. The UN's SDG 9's vision and goals, developing countries could follow the same framework that another developing country have used based on SDG 9's assessments. SDG 9 is one of the Sustainable Development Goals that promotes solutions through innovations and sustainable development in infrastructures and industrialization. By implementing this, the United Nations goal is for us to achieve a better future by means of using a sustainable course of action, and this action can be shared within countries to better assess which framework would work best for their own nation's needs. people are able to connect and work together on new innovations. And this, in turn, creates more jobs and supports a thriving economy. Roads and bridges allow goods to be transported from producers to retailers. They enable people to get to work when roads are in good condition and adequately services. SDG 9 aims that by 2030, upgrade infrastructure and retrofit industries to make them sustainable, with increased resource use efficiency and greater adoption of clean and environmentally sound technologies and industrial processes, with all countries taking action in accordance with their respective capabilities. We can achieve this by 2030 by overcoming resource constraints, such as building and strengthening developing countries' capacities, and exploring innovative ways to solve development challenges. In order to build resilient infrastructure, promote sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. There are also various types of ways in order to achieve this goal. These are the following. Invest in resilient and reliable infrastructures. Develop high-quality and sustainable infrastructures. Welcome innovative plans and creativity in businesses. Support business practices that are sustainably capable. Reduce traffic jams by using public transportations. Increase access to financial services for small-scale enterprises. Invest environmentally. Enhance scientific research and development. Be a responsible digital media user. And support accessible and affordable internet measures. This does not only affect the growth of the economy or the people who struggles with it every day. It also affects opportunities that will be presented to us in the life we currently live in. If we have access to good infrastructure, we can innovate, create, and drive industry forward so that everyone benefits together.